Good, Chris. Let's first start by introducing yourselves formally and saying what sort of roles you played outside of Dragon Ball. What else have you done, Sean Shamel?
Alright, so I worked on all the Yu-Gi-Oh series, Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh GX, 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh Zexal, and about 5 other voices on, was it 5 Zexal? No, 5Ds. I was Bronk and Zexal, and I did a bunch of voices. And I worked on Pokemon, I played Lucario, and Grace the Die in the last movie, and about 8 or 9 different other Pokemon. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other stuff I did. What's that? Oh, that's when I said something. They knew, people know my credits better than me. What about you, Chris?
I'm the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo and Yamcha and Mr. Popo and Kami and Gaz and Mez and all the dragons in Dragon Ball and Raccoon and Jace and Berter and Zarbon and Icarus and Bubbles and most of the first season, because we didn't have a whole lot of actors working for us at that time, and whenever we couldn't find someone or somebody dropped out, the producer was like, "Well, Chris, looks like you got another voice," and so and that's exactly how we talked. Actually, Sean's reminding me of that. Outside of Dragon Ball, I was a guy named Kubara in Yu Yu Hakusho. He has a sword. I played Zoro in a show called One Piece that you guys might be familiar with. Let's see. I own a studio in Dallas, Texas. It's called Okratron 5000, and we do voiceovers for games like Borderlands, and we're working on the new Battleborn, and we've worked on Tony Hawk and a bunch of other crazy games too. I'm gonna pass it to Justin next.
Hey guys, Justin Cook, voice of Yusuke Urameshi in Yu Yu Hakusho, and Super Boo in Dragon Ball Z, as well as Raditz and Dende when he's older. I'm also the voice in One Piece for Captain Kidd, as well as for Captain Bellamy. But I'm also the director of production at Funimation, and so as the producer there, pretty much anything that's come out since 2003, I've been somewhat responsible for. So, sorry, or thank you.
So that's pretty much a general list of the kind of things we do. And, we travel and meet people, and this is by far the most exotic trip I've been on. I've been wanting to come to Japan since I was a kid, so I grew up watching a lot of Japanese television shows like Ultraman and Goldar and that sort of thing, and Speed Racer.
I have a question. How many of you watched anime before you moved to Okinawa? Okay, cool. Did you find that a lot of the stuff you saw in anime sort of came to life when you arrived here? All the stuff that just kind of either didn't make any sense, or there were locations, or even things like schools, or what police officers look like, or all these other things that are just so strange in anime. When you get here, you're like, it all makes sense. And I'm so excited. I've been to Japan a handful of times, mostly Tokyo and Osaka, but I've never been to Okinawa before. But just walking around, you feel if you are familiar with anime and you watch it a lot, it just feels like a very comfortable place. You feel like you've already been there in some sort of weird alternate universe.
So we're happy to take a couple of questions. I saw hands kind of pop. Yes, ma'am, right there in the green. But you have to be voice actor loud. So what do you guys do to warm up your voice prior to doing a lot of these big screams and fight scenes and things?
I don't do a warm-up, and I should. I have a lot of experience in classical music, playing brass instruments, so usually I protect my voice by using the right breathing and vocal techniques. I also learned from studying singing in college, so there's a lot of things that are technical that you do while you're voice acting that protect your voice versus relying on other things. But you should, do things like drink your tea and your water. There's some kind of herbs you can take sometimes, but usually I'm warmed up. By the time I have to scream in a session, I'm already warmed up with dialogue because we save all the screams for the end of a session. So we'll go there, do all the dialogue, and I can do King Kai after that. I'm voicing like this. If my voice is messed up, I don't have to worry about it. And because it's so messed up anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I don't do a lot of. My vocal warm-up consists of something like, now that feels good. I'm ready to go. But some people do this thing, and then you're going, do me so not so far, or some stuff like that from choir. But that's all. I don't really do much.
Yeah, it oftentimes depends on how early my session is. The only time I'll really do a lot of warm-ups is if I just have there have been times where I've gone to sessions and I've realized on the way driving there that I haven't really talked to anyone other than maybe to my daughter, like, get back in bed, you're not supposed to wake up yet, or whatever. But I realize I haven't said too much, so I do random things. I'll either call someone, and I actually do a lot of the bubbling. It's an opera technique where you're going, and making a lot of sound and like running it through your lips. And warming up your soft palate is really important because otherwise it can kind of mess up your diction a lot. So I do a lot of very enunciated talking when I'm in the car and trying to say things as fast as I possibly can, and just to kind of warm that area up. But in general, I don't do a ton of that. There's some very superstitious actors who will only drink water from a certain well, and they have to like have 2 lemons on their head, and they carry a special golden spoon or whatever.
There was a guy outside of Okinawa one day. It was really funny. I don't know who it was. I was leaving a session, and this guy was in the parking lot. He was like, you know, and I almost wanted to do this. That's not going to do anything. So I almost said that, but I was like, okay, I don't know who that is. I know he's going to the Chris's studio. I'm just going to leave. But it was really funny because it was like a mixture of yoga, beating his chest, and gurgling. You know, and I respect it. You know,
which is funny. If you didn't know that we were a recording studio, that would look extra creepy.
Exactly. Totally. Justin just has a scotch and a cigar before he goes in. Pretty much.
That's pretty much exactly what I do. Yeah. No, I played in rock bands and such since I was in the 7th grade, and screaming is just kind of, you know, part of the voice. So
Now it's special, right? No, I'm kidding. That's just an inside joke.
it's worse. It all depends on the voice you do. With Superboo, screaming as him can hurt for sure. But like with Yusuke, it's in my own voice, so that hurts a lot less. So, you know, who knows? It's all kind of one of those things. Who's got another question? Ooh, excited hands. I'll do the red shirt for 100.
Hopefully he won't die later because he has a red shirt. No.
He's going to shift his question to the blue shirt. Goku or Vegeta?
It's me and Chris.
Ouch! Oh, that was fast. Oh man, those are such hard things to do, and there's no picture, or there's nothing like.
I mean, I could try some kind of skip. I don't know. It's just. Something like that? Is that close? I mean, that's the show.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot difficult.
Flash! That kind of stuff.
Doing it on command is a little tricky because, you know, we're not warmed up, but, you know, like I guess go, hang on a second.
Good monkey.
Go be so loud, I forget to know.
Right over here, man. What's the question? With the glasses right here. What's the story? Will that Chris forget his story?
Well, we'll just do sort of a fast one because we sort of had limited time. But between 6th and 7th grade, my voice dropped from like if there's a typical 10 or 8-year-old kid in here somewhere, it sounded just like that, like a high-pitched, almost girly type voice. And sometime between 6th and 7th grade, my voice just dropped very deep overnight. And I remember walking downstairs like, "Hey mom," she goes, "I need an adult," sort of thing. And she thought and so when you
used your deep voice to be privy to
yeah, well, I was able to. I got that deep voice at way too low way too early of an age. So I ended up. So I used that power to do things like talk my way into, like I would call up my school and go, yeah, hi, this is Donald Savin. My son's not feeling so great today. I might keep him home from school. Just send his homework home with his brothers or whatever. That'd be great. And that worked really well for me. But when you have a voice that's super low, everybody in the world will tell you, you know, you need to go into radio or you need to go into voiceover. Like the whole universe tells you what you're supposed to do in life. And if you don't listen to that, you're an idiot. So I did. And so I ended up getting into radio, blah, blah, blah. Long story. I was going to school at University of North Texas studying radio, television, film. I got a page on my pager, which some of you don't even know what that is. It's a giant box you carry on your waist that has a telephone number. Then you have to find someone who has a phone, like a payphone somewhere, to call them back. It was someone at this tiny little company in Texas. They were bringing over this Japanese cartoon. They asked if I wanted to audition. I auditioned. I got a role. Then they asked me if I'd help cast it. Turned out to be Dragon Ball Z. The company it was called Funimation. And then not so long after that, we began this huge casting call. And that's where we started like putting up notices and flyers and everywhere, trying to get the people who were going to play our characters in Dragon Ball Z. And Sean Schimmel was one of those people.
I was a music teacher and a professional French hornist in orchestras, and I had done voices my whole life since the time I was a kid. I was fascinated with voices. I was constantly doing impersonations, and I would turn the volume down on my TV and put words in people's mouths on shows I didn't like, just to make it more interesting, particularly black and white television or anything from the 20s or 30s or whatever. And I answered a lot of my friends kept pressuring me, you gotta do this, you have a great voice, you have a great cartoonist. And then the ad came out, and I mentioned it to a couple of friends, no, you gotta do it, and I wasn't gonna do it. I said, I have to be a music guy. Now I'm the kind of guy, though, that once I do decide to do something, I'm gonna go all the way. So I wasn't just gonna show up and casually BS my way. So I put together a fake tape of voices I'd done in a puppet theater. Well, it was real, I'd done the voice in a puppet theater, but it was no kind of real professional work. And then I put together a resume, and I showed up and I auditioned. And Chris was handling the auditions, and our former producer was there. And then a couple weeks after audition, Wyatt kept calling after, hey, how'd that audition go? Did I get a part? And by the way, never do that if you go into acting. Just the "Don't call us, we'll call you" slogan is there for a reason. And so I broke all the rules you're supposed to do. And then Chris calls up and he's like, hey, Sean, you're gonna be Goku. And I'm like, really? Is that? I mean, I didn't know much about the show. I just auditioned. And I go, I had a really strong Captain Ginyu audition. You sure? You sure I can't be Captain Ginyu? He's like, no, trust me, you're gonna love this character. Let's go for it. And I'm like, all right. So I get to work the first week, and first day, I'm like looking, and there's a lot of pictures of Goku everywhere, and I'm still not figuring it out. It took about 2 weeks, maybe even longer, to record, because Chris, he likes to play pranks. I don't think this is one of his pranks, but I think he was enjoying the fact that I hadn't figured it out, and didn't bother to tell me that I was playing the lead character on the show for about 2 or 3 weeks into the recording. And I was like, really? That's awesome! Like, I was totally Gokuing out. It was very, very strange.
You are giving me a little bit of credit that I really knew a whole lot about the show, but I was so clueless as to what was going on. Because this is back in 1998. This is where internet was there, but if you wanted to see a picture, you have to wait overnight for it to download or something like that. It's a really slow period of time. And so there, I didn't know a whole lot. There were all these pictures up all over the walls at Okinawa. I would go, so who's that? They go, oh, that's Goku. I'm like, oh, okay. So who's the guy with the blonde hair? Like, that's Goku as well. I go, oh, okay. So that's Goku? And they go, no, that's Gohan. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's Gohan? They go, no, that's Goku as a kid. I'm like, man, this is too confusing. So Justin, I'm going to hand it over to Justin because we had started recording Dragon Ball Z. We were maybe a year into it, and then we decided we needed to kind of bring in more and more people to help us get it on the air, and that's when Justin kind of came around.
Goku had literally just gotten back from the planet Yardrat and was having a conversation with future Trunks. And that was my first recording session, was actually Sean in the morning. And
I don't remember that day at all. I do remember calling you Super Saiyan Jesus. Because your hair was blonder then, but it's still blonde, and you had the beard. I do remember saying that. And then they just pointed out to me that your initials are JC the other day, and I was like, oh, I didn't even make that. They thought that I was drawing from that. And I'm like, no, I didn't know. I was just the hair and the beard. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
No, I was it. Yeah.
But I remember that first day.
Yeah, that first day. So I was Eric Vale as an afternoon session, Sean in the morning, and I can tell you this, and this was one of these wake-up moments for me, but I had regular jobs before that for sure, and this was certainly a unique and cool job, and that was never lost on me. Anyway, I was taking home videotapes and watching and getting to know the world of Dragon Ball Z, but staying up all night to watch anime would oftentimes make me a little late to the session. And anyway, so that was actually a real grow-up moment for me when the producer came in and said, hey, you're either going to be on time or don't be here. And so I was on time every day after that.
Justin's actually an amazing. I mean, a lot of us who worked on the early Dragon Ball Z show and still are working on it like strange, like humble places. We weren't all like super successful actors or anything like that. We all came from different places. Whether it was radio, Sean was doing like puppet theater and French horn playing, and Justin, just came from a normal job because the type of work that an engineer does in a recording environment that we had was just. It was so unusual. You couldn't just find someone who knew how to do it. It was easier to just find someone with a good work ethic and teach them how to do it. You know what I mean?
And I've done a lot. I've done some work in radio. I worked up at a radio station in Colorado and all these kinds of things. I had a little bit of a background.
But Justin went literally from being an engineer to now being the director of production at Funimation, which is pretty impressive. Like he, literally started the whole start in the mailroom thing. That is Justin right now. Like he is pretty high up at Funimation, and it's pretty awesome.
I just never left. I find a good thing and stick with it. Who's got another question? Hey, I'm going to pick one from the... Oh, very excited in the white shirt. Hi. What did inspire the voice?
Well, for Dragon Ball, what had happened, Funimation was recording in Canada using a cast, and they had trouble keeping a consistent cast. And a lot of the I think a couple of the founders of Funimation, or people who were high up in Funimation, were from Texas. And there were some financial or production reasons that I wasn't aware of. And they just decided to say, we're not going to do this in Canada anymore, let's go to Texas. And on our audition, I remember going to my audition, they had videotapes, and they were asking me to mimic like 10 or 12 different voices. And I remember copying a lot of different voices. For me, it was a cakewalk, because I was like, I do this all the time in my bedroom. Like, all I'm doing is, copying voices. And so they wanted to keep when they switched the cast, they were hoping to keep the cast vocally as consistent as the Canadian cast when they moved production from Vancouver to Dallas. And so the inspiration for my voice was actually both Ian Corlett and Peter Kalamas, with some variation, because I was taking tapes home and trying to mimic that. And then King Kai was interesting because the guy who did King Kai before, to me, sounded like Buddy Hackett. And so I just did my Buddy Hackett impression, and then I went and listened to a video or something of him after I'd done King Kai for a couple years, and it just sounds like King Kai telling a bunch of dirty jokes. If you go watch Buddy Hackett, it sounds a lot like it. And so we were trying to mimic that. Now for inspiration for other voices, that's when you're creating an original voice, that is a more involved answer, but I'm going to let these guys answer on these voices, just to answer your question.
Before I do that, I really want to just give this one to the person that has a child that's wearing a Dragon Ball Z training uniform. You have to stitch it onto a hat or something.
Yeah.
That is so adorable if you haven't seen it yet.
Really cute kid.
That child will be on display during our signing here in a minute.
Yes, ma'am. Right here in the pink.
What did she say? Did someone?
Oh, yes. You got it. Absolutely. Who's got a question?
No, it's because
Yes. I don't have a question.
Hey Sean, you're colorblind. Can you see that guy right there? No, you can't. You can't see him. He's red-green colorblind. I don't know. No, there's a dude standing right behind him. He's all yellow. Can you see that?
Invisible. I just see a pair of overalls.
Oh, there's a good Boo cosplay out there. I just saw that. Look at that Boo guy.
Hey!
That's a great. We don't see many Boo cosplayers. That's great.
But we like it when we do.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't see a lot of those.
Let's see. There's right there, sir, with the kind of That's a very camouflaged, are you done in Super question, it sounds like to me. I don't have any answers on Super right now, I'm sorry to say. But I can say we're watching it, and we're certainly enjoying it, as the rest of you are. But right now we're just fans, and then we'll keep our fingers crossed, yes? Yes, sir, here in the front row.
Every day, over 9,000 times a day, when he's in the shower, all the time. When I call him up, I say, Chris, say it's over 9,000. Shut up, I'll kill you, I'll punch you.
I've said it a couple times. It's more fun for me at this point. When people will come up to me when I'm doing an autograph session somewhere, and they already have their phone out. So they've already kind of broken like one weird sort of rule that people don't mind. I mean, recording a panel is a different thing, but if you come up to meet someone, it's very weird to just kind of automatically already have your camera going. Like if you were to meet another human being, like, hi, how's it going? And so they'll already come up and they already have the camera going, and I would look kind of like a jerk if I just said, hey, can you just not make me say that today? That'd be awesome. Because I realize that no matter how many times I say, please don't make me say that, they make me say it anyway. But what I typically do is just troll them really hard. So if you look up like online, like Christopher Savage trolls over 9,000 kind of thing, it's so many times I've done that. Okay, all right, I'm gonna say, what does the scouter say about his power level? And you're gonna say it's over 9,000. Okay. I go, all right, let's do it. And go, what does the scout? And I go, it's over 9,000. And I interrupt them, and they go, no, I'm gonna say it, and then you say it. I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm really confused. He goes, what does that? And I go, what does the scouter say about this? No, you say over 9,000, and then I say okay, it's over 9,000. No, wait for me to say, what does the scouter say about his power level? And I will get them going as far as I can possibly go, until finally they go, are you messing with me? I go, yeah. It's too much fun.
Right here, man, in front of Piccolo.
That's actually easy and hard depending. What we do with Gogeta or Vegito, if it's Gogeta, I go first and I record all the lines. Then Chris comes in and he'll just hear me and mimic my lines. And you do this long enough, you're good at mimicking. And then in Pro Tools, they just slide them together and adjust them slightly with time compression, expansion. And then if we do Vegito, it's the opposite. I try to affect a subtle Vegeta-esque accent, so there's not a British accent and a non-British one. Chris has admitted to having trouble with the very high peaks and valleys that Goku does when he's talking like this, and he says it's challenging. For me, it's hard to kind of do that subtle accent, but then they mix it together, and it's actually mostly technical than it is performance-wise.
Yeah, I mean, to add to that, I feel like when we first did Vegito, we were first dubbing the series, and we had very limited time and not a lot of time to think about it, and no idea how it was going to turn out. We would just read we would read each line as our character with the same timing, but I found that over time it actually tends to sound better if both actors try and sound at least somewhat similar. So I do Goku, Vegeta with Goku in sort of inflections, but if it's too crazy, I just can't do those inflections of Vegeta's voice. I just think it sounds better if they're kind of talking a little bit the same. And anyway.
The rest of it's just technical,
I will say that having just worked on final chapters and was recording Super Guru, it was very bizarre to only have you, Sean, as Vegeta. So I literally fought Sean doing an impersonation of Chris, which was awkward to say the least. Let's see, there he is. Piccolo finally speaks. He waits right for the right moment.
And the argument? What's that? You want us to argue?
Wait.
Something in the snap.
This is behind the scenes. We're trying at the beginning of it.
Put together what we do.
I don't have a microphone, so you have to start.
You have a microphone in your hand.
Go for it, start it. Anything you like.
You have a microphone?
No, I don't. Oh, yes, it just appeared. You did that stupid instant transmission thing again, didn't you?
Instant transmission saved Earth, and it's awesome. And
I wish you'd stop calling it automatic transmission.
It's automatic. It's hydromatic. Oh wait, I'm about to break into Greece.
He's doing his Greece impression again. Stop watching American television.
I love Greece. I mean, Travolta's so sexy. No.
I destroyed the Church of Scientology.
That would be a sketch. You're on the street, Vegeta's on the street, and a guy with the Church of Scientology shows up and says, "You want to do the E-meter?" And he's just like, boom. He fries the E-meter. And he's like, no offense to anyone. It's fine. If you remember, you should be laughing because it's funny.
That went wrong, really.
Yeah, really wrong, right away.
A bunch of dudes with like robes on just walked in and they're walking towards us now. We're in trouble. No, don't look for him. It's not really
It's okay.
happening. It's probably more likely at a Comic-Con than in most places.
I
But
think when you're a voice actor, unless you're just, well, either when you're a voice actor or you're just me, your mouth gets you in trouble a lot. Because I know that we have a lot of stories like that. Because you and I talked about admitting to saying stupid things or doing impersonations. Like I had this bad habit before I was a voice actor, just meeting someone with an interesting voice because I thought it was interesting, I would just imitate them instantly, not realizing. To me, I was like, wow, you got a cool voice, I'm imitating it, and they were like offended. I remember I walked into a Chili's once before I was a voice actor, and I walked into a Chili's and the girl goes, hi, how are you? And I went, I'm fine, how are you? And she thought I was making fun of her, and I'm like, no, I'm trying to speak your language. And boy, shit, the look I get was just, I think I had to turn around and leave. But yeah, I'm sure you guys have stories where, I know Chris does, where you're using your voice, or Chris is going, no, I'm cool all the time. What are you talking about?
I know that a lot of you are anxious to get some things signed, yes?
If you don't want it, trust me, it's okay. No, I'm kidding. We're happy to. Oh yeah, well, Chris just made a suggestion due to the logistics of this. Let's talk to our people here. Hang on a second.
We're going to have a conference. I'll do my best to entertain you. Watch the turtle show, leave. What you got? You have a follow-up question, do you? Hey. I didn't go there. Y'all will make sure this gets back to her, right? Yes? Hey, I'm not hitting lights anymore. Okay. Oh, wait. Don't get crazy. What's a question? Do you have a question? What do you want? What do you want? You want a ball? You want a ball? Okay.
Oh, we're getting high or something? Is he right? Yo, I'm gonna get you high. You don't have a job, you ain't got nothing. I forgot the lyrics. And I'm gonna get you high, and we're gonna smoke a bong, and you gotta go, because you got nothing to do, and you got no job, or something. Was that it?
Is that close enough?
I'm gonna totally smoke you out, or you stoned, there were Doritos and cookies. Oh wait, no, that's autobiographical. I'm joking, really. We're actors, come on.
he lives in California. It's
I do
legal.
live in California. I can say that much. We're just trying to figure out how we handle it. There's been a little bit of logistical confusion here, so we're just trying to figure out how. We got everybody here. We love talking to you. We're like doing a signing here might be challenging, so we might just continue to talk and then walk over there and have just a signing instead of another panel later today. But we're trying to figure it out. So
We may just decide to do a battle royale. And
yeah.
The last man standing is the only person we autograph.
Yeah, one. Which everybody fights. And then
It's a bloodbath in Okinawa.
whole day's fun.
Perfect.
All right, executive decision.
You guys are kind of enjoying this, yes? It's kind of funny, right? So we can keep doing this and answering some more questions and that kind of thing. And then we'll do a signing after this, after a little break, and then we'll do the one that's scheduled at 4. But I do want to take a second, and maybe some of you have noticed this thing over here. Yes? So this is actually a poster from, I guess really for the first time ever, Japan premiered Resurrection F in Los Angeles.
The executives from Toei came out, along with Masako Nozawa, and we premiered Resurrection F in Japanese in April at the Egyptian Theater. And they were very insistent that, they were very supportive and very insistent that we walk the red carpet together, have dinner together, make out. I mean, it was, no, I'm kidding. But they really were very respectful and very honoring of our dub. And it was a huge, as a dub voice actor, you're kind of the redheaded bastard stepchild, no offense to gingers. But when you're a dub actor, that happens. And so for Japan to come out and Toei and come out and say, no, we want to, you to do this with us. And they've never done it with any other country. It was a big deal for us as dub actors, and it was a spectacular success. And so this is an autographed poster from the entire cast.
So anyway, so after the movie premiere, I snuck out a couple of posters, and then with my good friend Chris here, I got it transferred back and forth from his studio to actually get the entire English cast to sign on this, and we want to give it away to somebody. Hey,
There's a catch.
let me let you know, it's not going to be as easy as just raising your hand and go, give it to me! I'm better than everyone else. You're going to have to prove you're better than everybody else, and Sean and Chris will let you know.
So there's a tradition I go to Australia and New Zealand a lot, and we came up with this idea over 10 years ago. And basically what we're going to do is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard you were speaking this. We're going to do a Kamehameha contest.
Oh, I thought we were still doing the wet t-shirt.
Oh, we're doing the wet t-shirt Kamehameha contest. Oh, no. So in Australia and New Zealand, we do this, and they do it every year. It's very popular and it's very funny. And essentially, everybody who wants to sign up can sign up, and then you do your best Kamehameha. And either we have the audience judge, we put your hand over their head and they audience applause, or sometimes I've judged it, or Chris and I and Justin will judge it. And then we narrow it down to some finalists, and then whoever's the ultimate Kamehameha will get the poster. Does that sound good? Okay. So you're gonna get your. Well, here's how we're going. Are we doing this now? Well, here's the. I don't know. Okay. This may be logistically difficult, but here's how we've done it in the past. We get about 10 people at a time on the stage, and they do it towards the audience. And then we just put your hand over each person's head and see who they like, and we pick 2 from each round. And then once we're done, we have a final, because I don't know how many people are going to sign up, and we might have to limit it because it's the entire room. I don't think we can do that. Well, best would be to destroy this entire building. Would be the baseline. No, I'm kidding.
So what we're looking for, without a mic, okay, would be something like this. Help me! Help me! Help! So if you can't do that, I wouldn't try.
So can we do it the way I described, or we need to do it from the audience? I mean, it'd be weird to do it from the audience, I think. Yeah, we can do it the way you described. So how many people would seriously want to be in a Kamehameha contest to win this autograph poster?
All right.
So it's not a ton.
All right. I think this is a manageable number.
Yeah, it's a manageable number. So if the staff could help everyone make a line maybe in some area that's safe, and like maybe over here, we'll take a few people.
We can take maybe about 30 people. Is probably the most.
30 people total probably is what we can do. We'll do like 5 or 6, maybe 10 at a time on stage. And so anybody wants
to... Just to give you an idea, people have done all sorts of weird, creative things with the Kamehameha. Some people have done some weird...
One guy pissed on the stage.
That is true.
That was in New Zealand.
One guy urinated on the stage.
Don't do that.
Please don't do that. He got kicked out.
Another acrobat did a flip.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Somebody did a fusion. And then at the very end, when it's the final 2, if we have a tie, we usually have them do a Kamehameha off where they're blasting each other. And then I think what we'll do, you guys want to judge? We're going to do audience judge.
I'm going to warn you all right now, if any of you are singers or do anything where you need your voice after this, don't even consider doing this.
And
you'll be hurting.
And to protect your voice, always remember, use lots and lots of air. Use more air than you think, otherwise you'll pass out like.
All right, so let's get the first, We'll get the first, I don't know,
let's see.
10 people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so? 5 or 10?
Yeah, 5 people.
Yeah, 5
first
people.
5 people online.
So the first 5 people online. And what we'll do is we'll do all the Kamehameha together. We're just going to kind of observe it together. I've done this enough to be able to watch it all simultaneously. I'm going to go out in the audience, and
all right.
I'm going to watch it myself. Now, do we want to do audience judging, or are we going to judge it, guys?
I think we're going to need audience participants.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch it just to observe it. We're going to do it together. Let me go out here past this blue thingy. All right, so when you're ready, we'll do it all together. Give each other a bunch of room. Space out, give each other a bunch of room. And then we'll do it together, because it takes forever if you do it one at a time. And we'll pick 1 or 2 from each round to go on to the finals, depending.
All right, you can do any length that you want, any speed, any style that you want. You can do pretty much anything, but it just has to be a Kamehameha. That's how it works. So, all right, let's give it a shot. Let's do round 1. Round 1.
Ready? Anytime. Ready? Go. Awesome.
Wow.
All right. So Chris, if you could stand and put your hand over each person.
Yes, Justin, go ahead.
Let's vote. Yeah, Justin.
What do you guys think
of him? All right.
I thought he was pretty darn good.
Next time.
Yeah,
And Trojan Iron Man, or whatever he is. And then this guy.
Ghostbuster.
And then Mega Man. right, so Mega Man looks like is going on, and then anyone else? Okay, who?
I think the second most was for him here.
Yeah. So let's do 2 from each one.
Okay, you guys hang back right here. The rest of you, hey, hold on. The rest of you 3, here, take these.
Have some balls.
And then have some balls. Oh, and actually, and have one more, and then you guys each throw these other ones out to people. Yeah, have the power of throwing these things. I'm taking the stress off of us having to throw these.
I got hit with a ball. That's awesome.
The next 5 people need to come up. Uh-oh. There's some strong contenders.
All right, so
here.
let's get some more people up. And the 2, yeah, there was 2 there. Oh wow, that's the most unique. I've never seen blow up Super Saiyan hair. That's pretty. I've never seen that ever.
It protects you from a fall.
So give each guy, spread out a little bit. Give each other room. Come over here. Luffy move down. Luffy move down. Goku move down. Spider-Man. Give each other room. Whoa.
All right. Well, we know somebody's already excited to do this.
All right.
And I need to be able to see better. I'm gonna go here.
All right. So let's. Everyone, we're ready on the count of 3. We're gonna do it. Ready? Luffy and Goku give each other. Oh, you're probably working together, maybe. Maybe you're plotting something. All right, ready? On the count of 3.
It's his son, he said.
1, 2, 3. All right. Wow, this guy. What do you guys think of this guy?
He was pretty intense.
And Spider-Man?
Nobody knows who he is.
Now, Goku and Luffy, are you competing together? Are you going to compete together and share the poster if you win? Alright. And then how about this guy?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's him, and then the father and son.
I like the,
duo.
yeah.
We're gonna watch them tear the poster in half too. That'll
Yeah.
be funny.
Alright.
They'll
Watch
fight
him with the
over
Spider-Man cosplay.
Vegeta.
It's really impressive.
All right.
Thank you.
We need our
Thank
next
you
group
so
of
much.
5 people.
Alright, next group of 5. Who's coming? Is that it? Or we got 5 more? Okay, we got 5 more. Okay.
This is the most organized
All right, so we got these. All right, we got the.
All right, we have a business casual Goku on the far.
You know,
We have complicated T-shirt guy, and we have
butcher who hasn't begun work guy because there's no blood on his apron.
we have Joker with a leg injury, and we have Spider-Man shirt and the cook.
All right, so on the count of 3, here we go. Give each other room. 1, 2, 3.
All right, all right.
All right, so
Yeah. Good form.
all right, this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's him, and then the father and son.
I like the,
duo.
yeah.
We're gonna watch them tear the poster in half too. That'll
Yeah.
be funny.
All right.
They'll
Watch
fight
him with the
over
Spider-Man cosplay.
Vegeta.
It's really impressive.
All right.
Thank you.
We need our
Thank
next
you
group
so
of
much.
5 people.
All right, next group of 5. Who's coming? Is that it? Or we got 5? Okay, we got 5 more. Okay. All right, so we got these. All right, we got the.
All right, we have a business casual Goku on the far.
You know,
We have complicated T-shirt guy, and we have
butcher who hasn't begun work guy because there's no blood on his apron.
we have Joker with a leg injury, and we have Spider-Man shirt and the cook.
All right, so on the count of 3, here we go. Give each other room. 1, 2, 3.
All right, all right.
All right, so we got this one. You guys are all cheering fundamentally equally. So.
All right, so business casual go to here, and Spider-Man shirt seemed like they had it in the back.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for playing.
Do we have another group?
Do we have another group? Well, those of you watching live, we're going to have to cut the lineup. We can't have people adding and once they get excited and get over their fear because we'll be here all day. But, like, oh, yeah.
I think you should reward them if they overcome their fear shock. They ascend to the next level.
That's true.
How it works.
Ascend to the next level.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Get out of here.
All right.
We should just save their voices right now.
All right. You guys ready to give each other room on the count of 3?
So we have hip hop dancer Piccolo, and then R2, and
The rapper, the rapper?
yeah, who's in the middle, and then Tony Choppa. Here we go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa, that was awesome. I'm applauding for you, guys, because you did a pretty low voice on that one. That was pretty impressive. All right. Tony Choppa.
What do you think, Chris?
Man, well, I think there was one guy we clearly know who's going on.
You know what's going on in the next round?
Wait, Justin, go through them one more time. Who's our second place? Because I think all our eyes were on a specific person. Maybe we should do like kind of a shout off on one more time. Let's do one more.
We've done
time.
it before in New Zealand. We've had this.
Yeah, let's do these 4 together because it just wasn't
we've
fair.
had a tie. So let's do one more. This is a tiebreaker. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So now, Justin, Vulcan guy, Nels guy, Vulcan guy, Naruto guy, Hooligan guy. His friends are clearly here. And Rapper the Rapper.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Hooligan in the middle.
So, all right. Hooligan and who we got? Okay, so, all right. So, is that it? Are we going to do finals now? Or wait, do we have another?
We've got more.
We got more. Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8.
Okay. One more 5 after this, and then we're going to do the finals. We will have a victor. All right. So this will be the non-cosplaying group. Oh, well, one more? Is it Oompa Loompa Boo? Oompa Boo? Oompa, Oompa, Oompa Dee Boo.
Oh, yes.
I got to know.
I hope Majin Buu just says boo, 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 boo.
All right, each other room on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Wow.
First guy? Second guy?
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't announce it. That guy. This guy? And Boo?
Is there another group of 5 people? Then actually, let's just go ahead and let's just do one more group of 5 people, and if we choose one of them from that group, that gives us like an even number for our finals. So.
All right. Next group. Last group. This is last group. All right. Yeah, thanks for indulging us with this contest. I hope it's enjoyable. It is for me, at least, because I've been doing this for so long. It's nice to see someone else suffer like I have.
All right, so, there's only 3 in this group. This will be
Okay.
easy. And we got to hurry this up because the oyster eating part of the competition starts in the next round. So
I thought we were going to do hot dogs, like that guy from the SNL sketch where they did a parody of Goku eating hot dogs to save a fire. He's a hot dog eater. They did a parody. It was a TV's Funhouse.
Oh.
There was a guy and he ate a bunch of hot dogs and he had Super Saiyan hair.
by the way, I just noticed where you were. I couldn't find you. Your voice was just everywhere earlier. Okay.
All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow, impressive show.
Yeah.
Wait, stay. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Did you already just? Oh,
He's pretty confident. He knows.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The guy's got Vegeta confidence right there.
All right.
All right, I'm done. Stepping
So-
on the finals line.
How many do we have in the finals, Chris?
Well, remember, 2 are together.
Okay, yeah, 2 are together. They're going to share it, unless they do 11.
Oh, 11.
We can do 6 and 5, whatever.
Sure.
So let's bring up 5. This will be our finals.
Okay.
And here's what we're going to do, by the way. We're going to do 6 and 5, Chris, and we're going to pick 1 from the 6 and 1 from the 5, and then they're going to blast each other in a final battle.
I love it.
And by the way, for the final battle, for those of you just to be thinking about it, when we did final battles in this contest before, someone stand on the left side of the stage, someone stand on the right, and they might act out even a scene. They might improvise Goku versus Vegeta or Goku or whatever cosplay you're wearing. And then it would be like a blast off and see who can do it the longest or the best, and then we'd have the audience vote for the final.
I love this kid, man. He's totally not even listening to you. He's like, yeah, whatever.
He doesn't
Let's
care.
get this started.
All right, here we go. First round of semifinals. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
How
All
do you
right, we're going to
judge
pick.
this?
Now, here's the deal, Justin. We're going to pick 1 from each group, and that's going to go to the finals. So here we go. Ready, Justin? I've never seen that God Mode trick before, by the way. That's pretty cool. Mega Man? Goku and Luffy?
That's pretty impressive.
Little cheapy Goku? All right.
By the way, like, I got to give a round of applause to the Goku and the Luffy together thing. That was freaking amazing. I think.
Yeah, that was really amazing. So who's going to get a beat, Chris?
I mean, come on. Is there any way we can judge this?
True. Cuteness wins usually.
All right, he's moving on to the
Alright,
next
so-
round.
Chibi Goku's going to the finals. Let's bring up the last group.
This is amazing. I have a feeling you're right, Justin.
All right. So wait, is Boo coming on? Okay. All right. So give each other some room. Spread out a little bit. And here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, Justin. This guy?
He's good.
Good. Hooligan?
Yeah.
Business casual? And Vegeta 2. Yeah, it's close. We can do a.
This is the first time that audience is actually telling us what they want by saying boo. So who you guys think is probably Boo that won this one, right?
All right. So,
He did have the candy gag. He's already spent a lot of money to win this.
yeah. So now, and I hope this cute little kid will fathom what we're going to do here.
I think we need to talk to him for a
Yeah, we
second.
need to talk to him so he doesn't feel like it's a real battle, maybe. So what we're gonna
I
do-
think he's ready.
I think he's ready, maybe. so what you're going to do now is we're going to do a scene where you're going to battle off with Boo. And so what we're going to do is you're going to be over here, and Boo's going to be over here, and we're going to portray a Kamehameha where you're blasting each other, and whoever does it the best and the coolest and most entertaining way is going to win the poster.
What is this guy's name? What is your
what's
name?
your name? Noah.
Noah.
All right, Noah. Are you getting what I'm saying? All right.
We're gonna pretend.
And what's your name, Boo? Strada. All
Eric
right.
Estrada.
Eric Estrada Boo. And he's going to get on a motorcycle later. So, and if it doesn't work out that way, it's okay. We just want to kind of have a... This is the final battle. Round one. We're going to count to three. And you guys, if you want to improvise a scene, if Noah, if you want to say, I'll defeat you, Boo, or something like that, or if Boo, you want to go, well, I don't do that voice, but something crazy.
Hey Noah, do you think you're gonna win?
Yeah. So I'm going to count to three, and you guys just do whatever you want. This is the final battle. 1, 2, 3. Now what are you going to do, Goku?
You should go tickle him.
What are you going to do?
Hit the
Who's going to win?
deflection. You beat him at his own game, Noah.
Spirit bomb, Noah.
All right,
I need your energy.
let's all give him our energy.
Energy, give me
Here we
all
go.
the energy. Energy, spirit bomb. Spirit bomb.
And throw it at him,
Throw
Noah.
it, Noah. Throw the
Yes! Oh my gosh, this hands down to my favorite one of these we've ever done.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Guys, I believe we have a winner here, but hey, just for the Goku and the Luffy dude earlier, come see me later at the signing. I have something for you guys. I have something for you too, Boo, but
Boo.
it looks like Noah is our winner!
Now, where's Noah's mom and dad? Where's Noah's mom and dad? Where are they? Is he just here?
Noah's?
He just showed
I
up.
talked to Noah earlier. He's 35. Like, so what are you talking about? I'm in infantry.
Make sure.
I drive a tank.
Are you mom? Oh, come on up, mom. I'll take a picture.
That's bigger than you are. Congratulations, Noah.
Thank you. Congratulations, Noah. Thank you. Be careful going down the stairs.
Thank you all for participating.
Thank you so much.
If you know any of these people that just did this Kamehameha contest, give them either
Cash.
a hug or make fun of them because their voice hurts right now.
Yeah. That's the first time we've ever done this outside of Australia and New Zealand. For some reason, it never took on in the U.S., so they do it every year, and there's videos of the guy pissing on stage. And okay. Actually, there is a video of that, if you look for it. You don't really see anything, but it's funny. I disqualified him, though, I think. I'm not sure. So how much time do we have? What are we doing?
Hey, how much time do we have?
Yeah,
The big clock on the wall says like almost a half hour, I think.
2:10. Ah,
We got about another 20 minutes, yes? Cool.
all right.
Do you guys,
How many of you guys were planning on coming to the autograph signing? Like, okay, so we have a fair bit to do. I think what we're going to do is just take a quick break. We're going to get situated, and then we're going to go over to the autograph area in the other
field house.
We're going to be going over to the field house, join everyone over there. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to see us.
Thank you guys so much.